SportsTalk. Before we get into it, be sure you like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 50 subscribers at least before the football season begins. So if you haven't already, be sure you subscribe to the Sam Houston Sports Talk YouTube channel. Luke, let's go ahead and get started. Walker Janek, we talked a lot about him before. Now we're getting to that point where we're going to be in front of a TV watching that MLB draft as the first round is set to be underway in just a couple of days. There's been a lot of talk, and I even sent out a Twitter poll, or X poll for that matter, to see what the people think. Where is Walker Yona going to go? I mean, a lot of mock drafts say late 20s. I've heard things that says even higher, and I even am so bold to say he could go higher. And he is the number one catcher prospect in this draft. There's absolutely no doubt about it, especially after winning the Buster Posey Award. As I find this poll real quick, Luke, it's you've talked about it, you brought it up. Walker's gonna make any team happy.
For sure. A catcher who can do a little bit of everything is always going to help the franchise, really. And when you look at it, I'm kind of look at it from the football perspective. When you're looking at a draft, Colin, and you'll kind of get where I'm going with this. There's so many positions, and a lot of times, teams draft best, their position need rather than best overall. And basketball, there's only five positions, but in football, there's 22, right, that play on the field at all times. Baseball, it's much more similar to that, right? 18. Or is that right? 18? Yeah, nine in the field. So nine in the field, right? Janek is the number one catcher by far. The Walker Janek won the Posey Award. He has been one of the best catchers in college baseball the past few years, and this is his year, right? He's number one. Um, every team is going to want him. Now the thing is where is he going to go? Positions. The best thing that he's got going for him is that because he is the number one in that position, and there's no doubt about it. He's not in a position where there's more pitchers, so you could be the fourth best pitcher, and you're not talked about going first because you're not the first best pitcher, right? I mean, it's that type of thing. When you're the best at your position in a draft, teams take stock of that. That really raises your value, and there's really no limit on how high he could go, or I'm sorry, well, low in this case, he could go in the top of the first round, especially because when you look at the MLB, and you know more baseball than I do, right, Colin? Catcher is one of the most premier positions, and it's not necessarily it's the deepest position either. I mean, you can only be playing one right at a time. There's a lot of pitchers, right? There's a lot of different middle infielders. Catcher is a very unique position, and that's the best thing he's got going for him is that he's a specialist and he's a great hitter.
On the poll where 38 people voted on the Sam Houston Sports Talk X/Twitter, you can follow that at Sam Houston ST. 38 votes, 13% say top 10 picks, 24% said 11 to 19 picks. Excuse me. And the most voted one, 63% says 20 to 30 picks. Now that's the first round. It doesn't count the secondary rounds after the first round. I kept it at that because I'm pretty sure that's where Yannick is going to go. But yeah, you touched on it. Look, Walker has proven that he can hit with the wooden bat. He proved it back when he was with the gosh, I can't remember the team's name, but anyway, the Cape Cod League, which is one of, if not the best summer collegiate league, wood bat league that anyone can play in. And Walker had the chance to play with some of the best in America. And the All-American, I think he's going to be picked at least in the top 15. And I say that very boldly, even though there's a lot of mock drafts that are saying, well, absolutely not. He's not going to go not even that close. Maybe a lot are saying that his ceiling is 15. And then below that, that's it. That's where he can. I think he can go higher. I'd say if I want to be less, I guess if I want to be a bit more realistic, I will say top 20, but I think top 20, top 15 is where Walker can go. I just can't see him with what he brings to the table. His bat, his defense, and his play discipline has gotten a lot better because he used to have problems with trying to lay off those breaking balls low and away. You even see it sometimes when pitchers, all what they throw most of the time is sliders, breaking balls low and away, because you locate a pitch inside, Walker's going to turn on that one and send it over the fence. And we saw that plenty over the past 3 years in Huntsville, Texas. I was there when he hit his first home run as a Bearkat. And I just remember him like throwing that bat up so high in the air, but he never did that ever again. I think he got a telling to by Coach Sirianni. But
Act like you've been there before, right?
yeah, for real. And he's a freshman, but ever since then, like he's been again like such a joy to watch. And I just can't see where, because his arm is great as well behind the plate. This guy threw 96 miles an hour as a pitcher in high school because he caught and pitched. He got up to 96 according to a podcast he did with Steven Schock of D1Baseball.com. And he's got a cannon behind the plate. And his glove work is also really good. His IQ is extraordinary. Am I biased? Absolutely. I am so biased. But I just can't see him falling outside the top 20. And at the very, very optimistic ways, top 15.
It really is all how depends the organization's viewed the catcher position. That's really what it comes down to. Um, if it was just like the best player overall, I'm sure Janek could go easily up there, but different position groups way different. I mean, that's why for years and years and years, tight ends were never drafted in the first round. Now you see a tight end drafted more often now, right? Brock Bowers, you saw who was the guy the Bills drafted from
Dalton
Utah?
Kincaid.
Kincaid. It's the same exact thing, right? Um, where's the catch position go? I don't know. Of course, I'd love to see him play in Texas still. I'd still love to see him um, be either in the Astros or the Rangers, obviously. Um, but that being said, those two teams, Collin, have pretty solid catchers right now. Yanier Diaz and Jonah Heim have both been pretty good the past few years. Of course, Houston was on the Martin Maldonado train there for a long time. Now they're with Yanier Diaz, and we've seen the offense, right, really grow and him grow as a player. Jonah Heim was an all-star last year and struggled with some injuries this year, but he's been really good lately, right? In the past, especially month or so, he's really picked it up. Um, it's tough. There's projections that they're going to the Braves. Where else have you? I think I've seen all the Twins.
Yeah,
Um,
again, it's like that it's that 20s area.
it's all in that
And
area.
yeah, and I mean, I don't know. Like, where do you think? I mean, I know you don't know much about baseball. It's totally fine. I want you to like give me your honest opinion. Where do you think Walker goes in that first round?
I think he's going to be right there at like 20 something. I mean, anywhere between 18 and 22. I think that's going to be where he's going to go. And I think he's a much better player than 18 through 22, for sure. But it's all about what the team, what the teams are and what they have strengths, right? I mean, the Baltimore Orioles are going to be drafting right there. There's no way they're going to be drafting catcher in the first round because they have Adley Rutschman, right?
Yeah.
Um, who knows? Maybe the Royals, right? Salvador Perez, he's starting to get a little older, and maybe he goes there. Maybe I kind of like to see. Well, actually, I'd hate to see him play in Toronto, but they got a really fun young core that's up there. He could add to that, right? That would be cool too. I think he's going to go right there between 18 and 22.
MLB draft begins Sunday, July 14th with the first round. Definitely going to be interesting to see where the Portland, Texas native, the All-American, the Buster Posey Award winner is going to go.